All right. Well, today was the first day of the P. Diddy trial. Well, let me tell you, that last video convicted me because I'm a cusser. I can kill you with my tongue. I got to do better, God. But anyway, so I'm going to let this lawyer speak about day one. And, but I honestly think he should have took that plea deal. At least you got some numbers because I don't see this ending well for him. But I thought this was real good. This is Robert Govia. He is an attorney at law. He breaking down day one today.
The Diddy trial, day one. We're starting off with jury selection, and today in this recap, we've got a bunch of stuff queued up. We'll take a look at the orders that have come down right before the jury voir dire, the jury questioning started, and we'll take a look at the actual orders that came down from the judge, ordering Diddy into court, giving him his non-prison clothing and more, before we look at the actual questionnaire that the jurors were filling out before the attorneys started digging into them to ask them further questions. We'll see what they were looking at. And then, of course, we'll turn over to Inner City Press, Matthew Russell Lee. He, of course, is living there in the Southern District of New York for the duration of this trial and reporting it on X in about as real time as we can get.
Oh, I'm about to join that right now. Inner City Press. So let me let that play.
So make sure you're following him over at the top of our timeline at Inner City Press on X. But full day of what happened in there, including the selection of the jurors. Let's take a look, though, before we jump into the day's activities on the final orders that came down. So voir dire starting. The judge on this case is Judge Arun Subramanian. And he's a new judge. He was actually just appointed by Joe Biden, this guy right here, in 2023, born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, age 45, 46, born 1979, went to Columbia and elsewhere, but pretty new. Probably has not done many jury trials and definitely not a big RICO trial like this one. So he issued an order saying, all right, we're getting started, baby. Monday, May 5th, today, in the courtroom at 8:30 with jury selection, and they were bringing Diddy over in his in his non-prison outfit, saying it's ordered that defendant Combs will be permitted to receive non-prison clothing standard to wear for his trial scheduled to begin today. He is permitted to have up to 5 button-down shirts, 5 pairs of pants, up to 5 sweaters, 5 pairs of socks, and 2 pairs of shoes without laces to wear to court, because laces can be dangerous. So take those laces out. So Diddy, he dressed up. He makes his way over to court. We're going to have a bunch of jurors who are being questioned today. Day one jury selection. So this is a form that both sides got. So the defense would have gotten this. The prosecution would have gotten a copy of this. Both sides will go through and they'll say, well, we read all these questionnaires. So we'll look at what the jurors were filling out. And we'll decide, well, we like 279. We think he's good. 456 is a nut. We'll go 619 looks good. We'll scratch 300. He talked about whatever. And then, you kind of go through the list. So then you come into court, you present those, you'll call the people that both sides agree upon, and we'll start to whittle down the giant jury pool into something that is much more manageable. Now, before we get into jury selection, here is the jury questionnaire that they got in the Diddy trial. You can see these are the preliminary instructions, and we'll flash through these 17 pages telling us, all right, this is for you, America. Pretend you're on the jury in the Diddy trial. About to get freaky, baby. Saying, please read the following instructions, America, before completing any portion of this questionnaire. Please print your juror number in the space at the top. Okay, getting a little nervous here. Juror ID is going to be 7. Okay, lucky number 7. Please answer each question and every question fully. Some questions have more than one part. And you are sworn to give true and complete answers to all questions in this questionnaire. It's going to help us. It's not intended to inquire into your personal matters. Okay. Although some questions might be personal, please understand we're trying to learn about your background. Now, please answer all questions to the best of your ability. And remember, you are sworn to give true and complete answers to all questions. And if you're just joining us here, we covered the Ghislaine Maxwell case at length on this. And one of those Ghislaine Maxwell jurors, I'm pretty sure it was that case, came out after the fact and admitted that he didn't fill this out all that well. Turns out he's like, well, I was abused. And then was telling other jurors about that, but never filled it out in the form so nobody could ask him about it. Strange stuff. Anyways, okay, do not question or discuss your questions. Do not do your own research on the case. And here's a summary of the case. Okay, fast forward through the boilerplate stuff. Now, all right, America. This is a criminal case brought by the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, a wild district. The defendant is Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. P.D., a.k.a. Love. Mr. Combs has been charged in an indictment alleging a number of crimes, including racketeering, RICO conspiracy, trafficking, transportation to engage in the P, kidnapping, arson, obstruction of justice, bribery, drug distribution, and forced labor, which I think was that basically forced the entire labor summary of his 1999 album in the Godzilla movie. I think, right? An indictment is not evidence of anything, though. And they say Mr. Combs Diddy has pled not guilty to all charges, and he is presumed innocent. And before he can be found guilty, the jury must find that the government has proven each element of that crime beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, potential jurors will be called back for further questioning and jury selection, so this entire week should be that. The trial is going to begin next week, Monday, May 12th, with opening arguments and the trial. Now, it's expected to last about 8 weeks. Trial generally is held 5 days per week, Monday through Friday. So we got maybe 2 months of this going on. We'll see how interesting it is and how much you want to hear about it. During the first week of the trial, Monday through Friday, trial will be held from 9:30 to 5 p.m. After the first week, 9:30. Trial will not be held on Friday, May 24th, the Friday before Memorial Day, or Juneteenth, or July 4th, okay? Now, if you're selected as a juror, you better be here. There are no plans to sequester the jury, which means you're going to go home every day after trial. Now, here's your ability to serve. Let me know about all of this, says the court. So, do you have any serious hardship or extreme inconvenience?
Oh, this is the questionnaire that the jurors were given.
Is violative to my ears, and I hate, I live for East Side or whatever. Okay, so judge, okay, you're gone. Now, in the event you're excused from service, you're not going to be excused in general. You're going to have to come back for another trial, so just let you know. Do you have any personal commitments? No. Okay, so okay. Do you have any difficulty speaking or understanding English? No, we're good. Do you have any medical or other conditions that might make it difficult, including reading, concentrating? No. Are you taking any medication? Hunter Biden's like, no. Do you have any prepaid or non-refundable travel plans from May 12th to July 18th? Maybe you got 4th of July plans. In fact, 4th of July is Mama G's birthday. So yeah, Mama G can't go. Says, do you have any religious, philosophical, or other beliefs that would make you unable to render a verdict in this case? Other than, let's say no, we can judge. The charges in this case involve serious things: kidnapping, arson, bribery of a witness, obstruction of justice,
he blew up Kid Cudi car,
trafficking of people, transportation, or
That's right. They said Kid Cudi was there and Michael B. Jordan was there because he did blow up Kid Cudi car. So did.
Engagement on certain bad things. Is there anything about the nature of these allegations that would make it difficult for you to be fair or impartial? If yes, please explain, right? If you're the victim of this, yes, I was. I got attacked by somebody in a nightclub one time. I can't stand that song, Come With Me, from P. Diddy, whatever. I have flashbacks to him standing on that building, waving his jacket around. There may be evidence of graphic videos, including videos of physical violence. No. in connection with the case. There may be anything. Is there anything about the nature of this evidence that would make it difficult for you to be fair and impartial? Yeah, probably. There may be evidence of sexually explicit videos, photographs, and language. Would that evidence interfere with your ability? Yeah. Would you be able to listen to and discuss matters of a certain nature with fellow jurors, including massive quantities of baby oil? Okay, next question. Do you understand how much baby oil we're talking about? Next question. It's like gallons of baby oil. Do you understand? Okay, no, actually I don't. It's just a lot. Have you or a member of your family been the victim of any harassment or domestic violence? If yes, would this impact your ability?
About
yes or
baby
no, right?
oil, for real?
Have anyone else been charged? Okay, have you been actually on the other end of this? Yes or no? Prefer to answer in person, right? Something like that. That's not for me. That's just in general. If yes, would that experience your ability to be fair? Have you or a family member ever been the victim of a crime of violence, reported or not? Was there an arrest? What was the outcome? What about something other than a traffic ticket? Have you ever been involved in domestic violence? Has someone who's a member of your family ever been employed as law enforcement? If yes, would that be fair since your husband's a cop? Do you have any personal, religious, or philosophical beliefs that would prevent you from being fair and impartial? In this case, yes or no, answer. Now, under the law, the facts are for the jury to determine, and the law is for the judge to determine. Now, you are required to accept the law as the judge explains it to you. Even if you don't like the law, you must determine the facts according to those laws. Do you accept this principle? And do you promise you're not going to nullify the jury? Yes. Now, the law provides that they're presumed innocent. The government is required to prove the defendant is guilty beyond the reasonable doubt. Now, do you accept these principles, or will you be able to apply them if you serve on this jury? Hopefully for everybody, that's a hard yes. Now, the law says has an absolute right not to testify. If the defendant does not testify, you're not going to hold them against him, right? Yes. A juror is required to make decisions based on their own opinion of the evidence in court, presented in court, not based on suspicion, bias, prejudice, or sympathy. Do you concur? Yes. Under the law, the question of punishment is for the court to decide alone. So you don't get to talk about the sentence, okay, whether, he could go to prison for 100 years. Objection. The case is likely to receive ongoing media attention. Can you, juror of America, from now until your jury service is complete, avoid all media coverage about this case? All of it. Do not go on the internet. Do not go on social media. You are forbidden from consuming any news media for 8 weeks, or social media about this case, or discussing this case outside the courtroom. Don't talk about it with family, friends, domestic partner, colleagues, coworkers. It applies until now. Do you have any concerns about this? No. You ever served as a juror before? Without saying what the verdict, did you reach a verdict? Have you ever served as a member of a grand jury? Anything about your past that would prevent you from acting as a fair juror? And do you have relationships with any of these people? So let's look at who's in this case. The defendant in this case is Sean Combs, or his family members. Do you know them? Yes or no? No. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Jay Clayton. Know him? No. Do you know these people? Maureen Comey? Yeah, she was the hack prosecutor in the Ghislaine Maxwell case, who sent Ghislaine Maxwell to prison, but not anyone else. Same thing with Mitzi Steiner. Yeah, we covered her before. I feel like these two were also in the prior cases, but I think these two are no. Okay, so we know them just through the law, but obviously no, don't know any of them. Now, how about any of these attorneys? On the defense team, Mark Agnafilo, the big one, Tony Garagos, Anna Estevano, Shapiro, and more. Do you know any of these people? No. Do you know the judge? No. If you answered yes to any of these questions, let us know. And here is more about the case. Do you know anything about Puff Diddy, P. Diddy, a.k.a. Love, a.k.a. PD, Mr. Combs? What have you heard? What have you seen on social media? Please tell us here in the box below. Have you personally formed any opinions about Diddy? Please let us know in the box below. Based on anything you've read, is there anything that's going to make it difficult for you to be fair and impartial? And have you seen or even liked any social media? Because once the jurors hit that box, baby, they're going to be scrutinizing them. Did you like any social media posts about Diddy? Now, based on anything you've read at all, will you be able to follow the instructions that are put in front of you? And is there anything that is not on this questionnaire that you think is important to bring up? Let me know. I, juror number 7, do hereby declare the following is true, signed by juror number 7 on this 5th day of May 2025. So that's what got handed to several hundred jurors in a box, in a form that looked like this. They then selected the jury members, the jury numbers. They obviously would have picked us. Juror number 7 looks like was already booted out. Never mind. All right, so there we go. Didn't like our. So they bring them in, and the questioning is about to get started. But first, a little bit more background. This was one interesting frame. I was looking up the prosecutors. I think I searched for prosecutors, Diddy trial. One of the first articles I found was from the Jasmine brand. It says, the Diddy trafficking trial is led by an all-white female prosecution team.
Oh, he done.
I know. The same all-white team, I think, that was prosecuting Ghislaine Maxwell. And so this is how they're framing it on one website. It says the federal prosecution team is made up entirely of white women. Oh, no. Led by Maureen Comey, the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, the same guy who whitewashed the Hillary Clinton email saga and more. She's a Harvard Law grad, helped convict Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, he
now
done.
leading up the trial in the Southern District of New York. We've got the other attorneys who are there, and it's going to be interesting to see how this is framed up. I mean, the only thing worse than an all-white female team would be like an all-white male team. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? I know. So that happened. Now, outside the courtroom, we got some photos. Inside the courtroom, they say Diddy was cool, calm, collected, strutted into the courtroom on trial day 1. His composure slipped, and he made a telling admission. And so we're going to get right into it. Here's some photos here of what he was dressed like and what he was wearing. Some sunglasses there. Hair looks a little bit grayed out. His attorney's coming in. Diddy's attorney, Brian Steele, arrived at the courthouse, Southern District of New York. See them walking in there. Inside the courtroom, we got some hugs being shared. Here's some video footage from inside and some scene from people outside. Here's one dude, Diddy supporter, says, "Free Puff!" And trial is about to get underway. And so, reporting, as usual, Inner City Press, day 1 of the trial, Diddy in Southern District of New York. Our friend Matthew Russell Lee reporting on this over at Inner City Press on X. We reposted this at the top of our timeline so you can follow along. Here's what went down in the Southern District of New York. Everybody's seated at the court tables, just kind of waiting. Game last night, got WNBA. It's amazing. All rise. Oh, put your phone down. Judge walks out, takes the seat, and says, "Let's begin." Clerk calls the case. This is the case of United States of America versus Sean Diddy Combs, case number CR 1257825, whatever. The judge says, "All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to begin, I have composed a list of prospective jurors who, based on their questionnaire answers that we just read, I don't propose we do individual Q&As with. I read them. They look good. The list of people in the place is so long here. We've got like 700 people. I thought it was an appendix to the Lord of the Rings." Chuckles and laughter in the courtroom. Judge, oh, that's a good one. You're funny. Prosecutor on Maureen Comey's team. All right, well, Your Honor, that sounds good. Well, why don't we just have the next juror in line review the binder with the court staff, and then we can save that time. Judge says, okay. And we have given 2 copies of that binder to your staff, Your Honor. Oh, very good. Thank you, Ms. Comey. And I assume we'll soon get the thumbs up. Jurors are ready, that they're ready for us. You'll let us know.
I'm about to go past.
Court team says, yes, Your Honor. We're working on that. All right. Well, I think it is sufficient for me to say here on the record that there will be times that a juror has privacy concerns about assault or trauma during these questions. And it would be appropriate to address that at a sidebar with the transcript sealed. I think that's the plan for today. Ms. Comey, I understand that is how it was done in the Maxwell case, the Ghislaine Maxwell case, which Maureen Comey led. And of course, this is curious because essentially Maureen Comey has a little bit more experience than this judge does, right? She's already run another major crime trial like this. Yes, Your Honor. That's how we did it in that other case with that other judge who went up to the Circuit Court of Appeals. Maureen Comey says, yep, it was. The judge says, all right, well, there is a logistical issue that we have to work out. If we seal the transcript that come up here, including no one, including Mr. Combs can see it. So if these jurors come up and they talk about, I was traumatized. So what if we leave it in the transcript? Since the jurors are not identified by name, we'll just use their numbers in there. And then that way Combs can see the record. The defense says, Your Honor, let us think about that. We'll go talk with the prosecutor. So they walk over there, sit down, Maureen Comey, the defense.
Okay, this is boring.
Your Honor, we spoke with the says, I'm fine. Well, a dentist something happened with a dentist. My parents didn't pay him. They sent me to work for him. I was confused about it.
They going through jury selection.
Yeah, definitely. Growing up, the neighbors were a high-profile couple. I was closer in age with the girlfriend. My parents asked me to be the peacemaker. The FBI cleans out Joe Biden's classified documents, cleanup operation. FBI cleans out Hillary's stuff, cleanup operation. We went through it. It was a good read.
Okay, here we go.
This is not going on TV. He says, well, the latter is staged. On TV, it's fake. So I just can't watch it in court. I can watch it on TV, but I can't watch it here. Well, you can be on the jury. It says, all right. Now, I'm going to want to question the juror from HBO, Your Honor, but I don't want to ask them in front of others. Judge says, well, we'll get to that. We're not there yet. Bring in the next one, 117. Juror 117 says, Your Honor, yeah, my wife actually deposed Sean Combs in a case about a stampede. Has your wife expressed negative views about him? Yes. Did you tell your wife you're on this case? No. But another prospective juror who knows my wife saw me and told her. Write that juror's name on this post-it.
How the hell this trial gonna be so damn long? How the hell you not gonna tell your wife?
No. Busted! My adopted adult daughter also has been abused. Prosecutor, Your Honor, I have a question. Passes it up. Can you not talk about this case with your wife? Yes. And if you're chosen, I will order you not to speak about this case with her at all. Is that okay? Excused. All right. Well, what's the name of the other juror, Judge? That guy got excused. Who is the name of the other juror? Says, I'll tell you that later. We continue. Juror 118 is next. Your Honor, I know Combs has parties with drugs and freak-offs. Because I listen to Joe Rogan. Great show. What's up, Joe? Hey, can you be fair even though you listen to Joe Rogan?
No.
Yes, not excused. And they're moving fast, says Matthew Russell Late. Defense, Your Honor, I want to question that HBO witness. He says, well, you can make an application, but right now we're doing the group questions and we're not doing these excused jurors yet. Juror 5 comes back, says, I live in Manhattan. I work in finance. I'm a churchgoer, member in Connecticut, but I attend the St. John Baptiste on the Upper East Side Church. And juror 22 is here. I work in web maintenance. I get newsletters from local politicians like Harvey Epstein.
I'll be like, you can be. If I was Sean Diddy, we want him. He get newsletters from Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, we want him. This is unreal. This is the jury pool.
I'm a member of a community garden. Okay, that's nice. Well, I wanted to ask you about migraines, sir, because we're going to have a lot of TVs here. The evidence is going to be on the TV screens. Can you see that? Juror 20. I live in Westchester alone. I got 2 master's degrees, bachelor's in PR, and then sports science. I binge watch Netflix. I like alternative rock, and I play volleyball. 116 says, I'm 68 years old, worked for the phone company as a field tech. I listen to 1010 Wins AM. Juror number 2, we're getting back to some group questions, it sounds like. Says, well, I'm a massage therapist. I'm single. I am a BFA in acting from NYU. I listen to NPR. I like jazz. I go to the gym. I'm an SAG in Actors Equity. 52. She's a woman from Westchester. She's into freelance writing. She's ready at the NYU, mostly cooking app. She reads the NYU. Font Woman is back. Judge loves it. Could you tell me more about the fonts? Like what kind? Like Calibri, Comic Sans? Are you a Times New Roman person? Do you like serif or sans serif?
This is unreal. You gonna ask what kind of font she like?
Now, I work at Gristide, says the next juror. I have a bachelor's in retail management. Any social media that you use? Not for news. I use TikTok, Facebook, Hulu, and Reggae. He watches the Bronx News 12. I like the Golden Girls, 90s and before. This other one worked at Fila in marketing. News comes from social media.
Oh, okay. I can't take no more. I can't take no more. Let's get into the recap. That right there done it for me. So let's see why he on trial. That's enough. It was about to be over anyway. That first day, you can't make this up. He not gonna get a fair trial. Who don't know who he is? Let's get into the recap.
There are so many witnesses. There are so many victims. Welcome to Ms. Mojo. And today, we're looking at celebrities who spoke out against Sean Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy, before his 2024 arrest and indictment.
We're just starting to scratch the surface of what this case, this case is going to touch and involve.
Kanye West. In retrospect, we should have read between the lines whenever somebody described a puffy party. In a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe called attending a Diddy party. Everyone was, quote, but. And all I said was, yes. And then I stopped. All I said was yes. Khloe's former brother-in-law, Kanye West, also made comments concerning Diddy that read differently now. In 2022, West called Sean Combs a Fed, claiming he had sold people out to spare himself from jail time.
That's why you gotta come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a doing that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're gonna go pull my coat car.
Since West is infamous for making wild, often unfounded accusations, these statements initially blended in with his other tirades. Even now, it's hard to say if West's allegations were authentic. Given Combs' current legal issues, though, West's words feel like a warning, whether or not he truly had any inside information.
I don't know if it's a party. I'm saying that metaphorically. You know what I'm saying? But you've heard about the parties that everyone is talking about. But you've never got invited to them. So I don't know. Really... I don't know. I don't even know what the party. That's how far out of it I am.
Usher. When he was just getting his foot in the music industry's door, a 13-year-old Usher spent a year living with Combs. Usher opened up about this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Usher, no. Yeah. His mother let him spend a year living with him as a 13-year-old. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
In a 2016 interview with Howard Stern.
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than that.
Although he made it sound like a blast, Usher hinted at something more disturbing beneath the surface. Usher said that he didn't, quote, understand what he was even looking at, and, quote, very curious things were taking place.
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
Perhaps most telling, Usher made it clear that he wouldn't want his children attending, quote, puffy camp like their father. Regardless, Usher's protege, Justin Bieber, would spend 48 hours with Combs. It may just be speculation, but a fake phone number that Bieber later gave Combs now reads like a cry for help.
I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot, but you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
My number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Mace. In addition to breaking out as Diddy's hype man in the 90s, Mason Darrell Betha, or Mace, released 3 studio albums through Bad Boy Records. Mace eventually had a falling out with Combs and his record label.
I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So the disdain that I got for Puff is more like, you trying to keep me here.
Leading up to his former collaborator's arrest, Mace claimed Combs cheated him with a $20,000 publishing deal and had been withholding royalties for decades. In a 2022 interview, Combs asserted that Mace owed him $3 million.
That's facts. I got the receipt.
Second album, you gave money to do a second album, never delivered.
Did the album, never delivered. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to go back and forth with Mace. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back and forth with nobody.
Combs nevertheless returned the publishing rights to Mace and several other Bad Boy artists the following year. Although Mace was among the first to call Combs out over royalties, he wouldn't be the last. In 2024, former bandmate Don Richards sued Combs, citing, among other things, roughly $5 million in unpaid earnings.
Dawn had the choice to file the case as a Jane Doe, and she chose not to do that. After giving it a fair amount of thought, she wants accountability. She wants justice.
Cat Williams.
I sure hope I have a Club Shay Shay after this year.
It's gonna be in a dimension it's never been.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
The greatest thing floating in
I might be
2024.
out of
Mark
business.
the words. No way. In a whole different realm of business.
Comedian Cat Williams is no stranger to run-ins with the law and reported abusive behavior. As such, it's understandable why some would call Williams' credibility into question. In January 2024, though, Williams made several remarks about Combs that only became more relevant in the months to come. On Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay podcast, Williams touched upon the now notorious Diddy parties, advising people to just say no.
And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Can I need to know?
While his reasons were somewhat vague, Williams was especially concerned about protecting a certain area of his body. Williams didn't elaborate further, although he took another shot at Combs later in the interview.
I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it. That's how Diddy be feeling.
The recent allegations regarding Combs' quote, freak-out parties and alleged abuse have painted Williams' words in a whole new light. Aubrey O'Day. What do Donald Trump and Diddy have in common? Well, arguably quite a few things, but singer-slash-reality star Aubrey O'Day is one of them. Once mentored by Combs, O'Day later appeared on the 5th season of The Celebrity Apprentice.
I am a very strict and focused businesswoman because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy.
I remember this episode.
O'Day brought up her association with Diddy. Trump was quick to shower him with praise. O'Day tiptoed around her former boss, unwilling to say if he was a, quote, good guy, as Trump described him.
I don't want to answer that
Oh,
question.
wow. I
don't
think
know.
he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
During a 2019 interview with Variety, O'Day went into greater detail, discussing her time on the Diddy-produced Making the Band. O'Day said, quote, we were scared to death with what would happen with Puff each day. I experienced everything from race remarks to sexism, and a lot of it was scary.
Listening to Gene Deal, his bodyguard.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he had a really astonishing quote.
You should hear the one he's not saying. It's even crazier.
Right. So he's got stuff in the tuck that he hasn't put out there.
Everybody does.
Wendy Williams.
I have broken up with somebody.
Who?
I don't want to
Do
say.
we know the person?
Maybe.
Okay.
After being fired from Hot 97 in 1998, Wendy Williams accused Combs of playing a role. In 2004, Williams wrote that she would, quote,
Gene Deal came out and said that Puff Daddy got her fired when she outed him, when she started outing rappers who were on the down low. And she outed Puffy Combs, and that Gene Deal said that he called the director or the head of 97 Hot 97 and said that I will pull all advertising. You won't get another celebrity on that show, blah, blah, blah. And the next day, she was shipped to Philadelphia. Now, Gene Deal said that. I watched that.
Never forget the hell Combs put her through. Even so, Williams said that she didn't hate Combs. On a 2015 episode of her show, Williams commented on the allegations that Casey Ventura was hiding from Combs.
This is a beautiful dress, by the way, that she has on. And Puffy, you look great for all the hard partying.
Williams painted Combs as a, quote, mogul you can't escape. The same year, Williams asked Jennifer Lopez if she would ever get back together with Combs. Lopez's mother, Guadalupe Rodriguez, basically answered for her daughter with a look that said everything. Although they reconciled in 2017, viewers have been waiting on pins and needles to hear Williams' thoughts about Combs in the wake of his arrest.
You are exhausting me. Let me tell you something. This week has been hella exhausting.
50 Cent. Curtis James Jackson III, aka 50 Cent, is another big name who's had a long-standing feud with Combs. It all started with 50 Cent's 2006 diss track, The Bomb, which alleged that Combs was connected to the murder of Biggie Smalls.
She scared them boys from the west side of Prison Mall.
There's still little concrete evidence backing up that conspiracy theory. In October 2023, though, 50 Cent elaborated on his beef with Diddy, describing his parties as, quote, uncomfortable.
That's not really beef, though. That's just competitive.
Competitiveness.
All right, so you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with him.
Okay.
During his final lap, 50 Cent said Diddy would, quote, hug you from the front and the back at the same time. 50 Cent has been even more vocal about Combs following the raid on his homes. It's also been reported that 50 Cent sold a docuseries to Netflix entitled Did He Do It?
Oh! I guess this means I won't be invited to the white parties in the Hamptons.
Tupac Shakur. Speaking of conspiracies, 50 Cent has also claimed that Combs got Tupac killed. Again, there isn't much backing this up, although Tupac was also skeptical of Combs.
Keefe D said that allegedly Diddy put a hit on him for $1 million. However, he never got paid. I forgot who else got that money. So it is out there.
Rumors or allegations are true. It would make sense he would be able to get away from it, or get away with it for so long because people would be afraid.
Speaking with Vibe magazine in 1995, Shakur was asked if he thought Combs was connected to his shooting the previous year. Shakur did not hold back, saying, quote, I believe so, adding that, quote, it's between me and him, and only he knows.
I have proof, things that I can say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about.
About a year later, Shakur was involved in another shooting, this one proving fatal. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who was arrested for Tupac's murder in 2023, once said that Combs offered $1 million to carry out Shakur's assassination.
I think that was a bad move, dude. You know what I'm saying? To me. Yeah, but show some love, brother, love.
Whether or not Combs was involved, Shakur's words paint the portrait of a violent man. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. While Combs has faced numerous accusations throughout the years, Rodney Lil Rod Jones was among the first to take serious legal action, contributing to the mogul's current circumstances. Jones was a producer on Combs' The Love album, Off the Grid. According to Jones, though, he, quote, endured many things that went far beyond his role as a producer.
Claims made by Jones include hidden cameras in the rap mogul's home, saying, quote, Mr. Combs allegedly threatened to eat Mr. Jones's face in order to get what he wants.
Jones alleged that Combs repeatedly groped him and made him participate in unwanted sexual activities. This included having to work in the bathroom as Combs showered. What's more, Jones claimed that he woke up naked in bed with Combs and 2 sex workers after being drugged. His lawsuit also implicates Combs' son.
And you still stayed for a whole year. So the judge dropped 4 claims out of his lawsuit against Diddy and kept the other ones. But my thing is, you stayed a whole year after all what you went through. Making all money ain't good money. Why you ain't whoop his ass? I'm just saying. Wow.
And Chief of Staff Christina Coram, the latter of whom was accused of grooming.
Basically calls her the Ghislaine Maxwell to Sean Combs's Jeffrey Epstein.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified.
Wow.
One misconception about you.
There are no misconceptions about me.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at moments involving Sean P. Diddy Combs that feel disturbing in the wake of his 2024 arrest and indictment, among other things.
No, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Hey, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
Diddy parties. Over the years, numerous celebrities have praised Diddy parties, from LeBron James to Ben Stiller in the Bad Boys for Life music video.
Listen, have one of your crazy house party things. Shout me a holler down.
In a 2005 VMAs ad, Derek Jeter, Nicole Richie, the Yin Yang Twins, and Fat Joe reflected on their experiences at Diddy parties, portraying them as can't-miss events. Given the recent descriptions of Combs's alleged freak-off parties, these celebrity testimonies come across as insensitive in retrospect.
It's hard to say which is more off the hook, a Diddy party or a Diddy after party, or a Diddy after party, which is basically a pre-party for the next Diddy party.
Combs's accounts of his parties have not aged well either. In a resurfaced video, Combs films a seemingly passed-out DJ named James as another guest places a drink on his head. Whether joking or not, Combs' claim that he puts white guys to sleep at his parties has taken on a more alarming meaning.
For all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man.
Okay, what happens?
It's so unfortunate.
Usher sees, quote, very curious things. Usher lived with Combs for about a year during his early teens.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right?
In a 2016 appearance on The Howard Stern
We
Show,
saw that.
Usher
I'm gonna go
recounted his time
past
in New
this.
York with Combs.
Be fine.
While the character was likely intended as a self-aware send-up of Combs's bombastic persona, it might have hit closer to home than the filmmakers realized. In one notable scene, a whacked-out Sergio goes on a rampage, chasing Hill and Brand's characters down a hallway.
I saw this movie.
Nowadays, when we think of Combs running down a hallway, an infamous video involving Cassie Ventura immediately comes to mind. Quote, I'm a savage. Combs' YouTube channel posted multiple videos building hype for the 2017 documentary Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
We want to hit them with that pure, uncut, 1000% who we are.
If you think that title has taken on an uncomfortable sentiment, the same can be said about the aforementioned videos. In one, Combs talks about how important winning is to him, which has likely never been more true than now.
I want to win over and over and over.
In another clip, Combs sits in his office, making a deal with MTV over the phone. Combs is so excited about the outcome that he starts messing up his desk, proclaiming that he's a, quote, savage who gets whatever he wants and can't be kept down.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage!
Taking a breather, Combs proceeds to ask what's next, although we're not sure he wants the answer. Jennifer Lopez's mom. After appearing in the Been Around the World music video, Jennifer Lopez dated Combs from 1999 to 2001.
So handsome.
In a later interview with Wendy Williams, the talk show host floated the idea of Lopez and Combs getting back together. Before Lopez could answer, she pointed to her mother, Guadalupe Rodriguez, in the audience. The horrified expression on Rodriguez's face said everything, as did a dismissive hand motion. Lopez went on to talk about how Combs sent her 100 white doves, which wasn't as romantic as he might have envisioned. Even if this gesture had won Lopez back,
Her mama like, hell no.
not have approved.
It's crazy. Everybody came alive. They all had something to say.
Everybody has an opinion.
Yes, it's funny to me.
So, but all right, so no Puffy.
Be this due to Combs' suspected infidelity during his relationship with Lopez or another reason, Rodriguez has strong parental instincts. Ashton Kutcher's Hot Ones interview. Though he has somewhat distanced himself from Combs as of late, Kutcher was once proud to rapper his friend.
Diddy party stories, they're a favorite genre of anecdote. If you have one, yeah.
What you say? Hey, Money Low.
During
Oh,
his 2019 interview,
I got the Eric Holder stuff. Let me know when you want to do it. When you want to do it. I would have said today, but no, I'm not. After this, I'm going to bed. Let me know when you're available. I'm going to put my email in the chat as well. You could just email when you, because I already got it. It's just like 3 videos, and then you could come up and talk about them. I'm going to put it in my chat. Hold on.
If he had any Diddy party stories to share. Kutcher had plenty, but he struggled to think of one that he could tell.
Can't tell that one either. I'm like actually cycling through them.
With a smile, the actor shifted the subject away from the parties, instead talking about how he first met Combs and a memorable run the two shared. While Kutcher avoided discussing any parties, there has been speculation that he could be called to testify at Combs' trial, which would put him in a much hotter seat. In any case, Kutcher's comment that Combs, quote, can't lose.
Okay,
plays
here go my
differently
email.
now.
Email me when you be able to do
even when
it.
he's that close to human, like it becomes a driver, and so then he went out.
The world is filled with uncomfortable lyrics. Grew to discover some of his.
Yo, the sun don't shine for as long as it's here. Might as well shine together.
This includes the
Let
music
me see,
video
did
for
it come up?
1998's
Oh, there you
Victory,
go.
in which the artist runs away from the authorities. Of all the songs he collaborated on, 1997's The World Is Filled may be the most unnerving to revisit. Throughout his verse, Combs sings about how it's a, quote, privilege for women to be with him, although the lyrics paint a much more troubling portrait.
Won't you admit it? I ain't gotta talk because I live it. Any chick with me, believe me, that's a privilege.
The line, quote, never give up freedom, feels especially ironic and creepy. This isn't just because Combs has been arrested, but considering that the charges against him include sex trafficking, there's more than one way to interpret the word freedom here.
We date them like we hate them, see them like we don't need them, treat them like we beat them, and never give them freedom.
Donald Trump's, quote, good friend. The year was 2012. Combs was making a cameo on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, while a future commander-in-chief was endorsing the rapper on Celebrity Apprentice 5.
I saw this.
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
When Aubrey O'Day brought up Combs, Donald Trump was quick to champion him. As Trump called Combs a, quote, good friend, O'Day wasn't willing to comment on whether she thought he was a, quote, good guy.
Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Well, I
don't
think
know.
he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Our perceptions of Trump and Combs have drastically changed since this episode aired. Combs has reciprocated Trump's friendship in the past, although in an interview with Jimmy Kimmel, the singer said he wouldn't want to run for president like him.
I don't know if I could be responsible for the whole country.
Kimmel thought Combs would be a better leader than Trump, but the host just might be reconsidering that statement. His All That appearance. The docuseries Quiet on Set shined a spotlight on the dark side of several Nickelodeon shows, such as All That.
I was so excited, but I had no idea what kind of wild ride I was getting into.
In 2002, Combs appeared in the sketch comedy's now infamous Little Fetus episode. Combs is only added to notoriety. His giant head looking through a young boy's window.
Hey, stop screaming. Hey, it's
in the craziest scene, Jack DeSena and Brian
Okay,
Hurd
I'm
try to
tired
pick
of
up
that.
Sue Lyons.
Okay,
They
I'm
turn to
tired of
Diddy.
that. We done with that one. That got boring to me. Okay, now let's go to this. I wonder, should I go to So Mad Down? Her last one, what she did. I think I am. Now this is three pimps talking about Diddy. Pimpin' Ken.
You know, whatever you can make one person believe, you are that. You know, if I tell I'm a king and I can make her believe that, then that's what I am. So in the relationship, the one who is the prize is the one that believes they're the prize the most and willing to stand on it. Right? The woman gonna try to make you believe that she the prize. You gotta make
Let me
her
get to the P. Diddy part.
You know, you have to lower the value of sex. It's like you say, it's all psychological, right? You know, and I'm the one that did that.
You know what? This is too long. I ain't gonna even worry about it. We done with that one. Damn, I should have kept that bit. Okay, we going here to meet Meal.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, maybe if you heard that dumb stuff he did. However, Kanye actually was able to pull off
This
a miracle.
Tisha tells. I don't like her,
The
but
whole world tried to cancel him. We all know what's going on now with everybody being silenced and canceled. When the whole world tried to cancel him, Kanye, I do believe in my lifetime, is the first person that actually uncanceled himself. He actually uncanceled himself. Y'all, let's get into this because you cannot make this up. But can we talk about what Meek
That's
Mill
my
said
word.
first before we get into Kanye's victory lap? Because this is the part that gets me. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull the. Okay, so first of all, this was posted on Hollywood Unlocked. Jason Lee and Diddy, and I'm sorry, Jason Lee and Kanye got their own history. So I think this is a little shady, but I don't know.
Okay, let me move on.
People that Jason to tell people, to make people stop saying he wasn't 100% completely straight, right? Even though there were so many, you know what? Let's just keep going. That's who Meek Mills is. But aside from crashing out on Twitter last week, Meek Mills is also known for being an amazing musician, but not the most amazing mind out there, not the best analytical abilities. Meek Mills, I find it ironic and offensive that he would say that anyone be off a little.
Okay, I don't like this either.
Like, yeah.
I thought you showing that. I don't like her no way. All right, this Clyde Davis. Now this one good. Now I seen this. This Clyde Davis. This one is good.
What's up? How y'all doing
Oh
today?
damn,
Well, maybe
this is her
if you
ass.
show you, nobody wanted to be seen with you, and allegedly Diddy's ego would not let him sit in the nosebleed seats. Hold on, really quick. Okay, but the real gossip is: do you know who said, "Baby, get behind me, I'll protect you"? Do you know who literally threw his sword into the sand and said, "Not on my watch"? Do you know who said his Diddy's good chocolate loving / friendship is always gonna be around? Teddy / Angel / best friend, music mogul, and proud bisexual man. Nothing wrong with being bisexual, but Clyde Davis tried to hide it for years.
They was in a 5-year relationship. Clyde Davis admitted him and Diddy was in a 5-year relationship, and that because Andre Harrell was, before his demise, was head of Uptown, and once he got in that relationship with Clyde Davis, Diddy got that. You said you ready for this? You think? So
Ethan Davis. That's right, y'all. That's right. Clive Davis decided to do the real life version of The Bodyguard with Diddy playing Whitney Houston and him playing Kevin Costner. I don't want to have to look very much further. I don't want to have
oh
to
God,
go
my nerves can't take that.
where you won't follow. I don't giving Diddy and him.
I don't even know why I got anything she said. I can't stand Tisha Tales. I cannot. People love her. I cannot. Moving on. Damn, I got another.
Diddy Combs, the legal community is.
Let me just delete her all the way. This might be it. Let me see. I'm not gonna do her because I can't stand her voice. Mm-mm. I want to do okay, good. I got a few more minutes left. Let me see if I can find this other one. Oh, you know what? We're going to end with this. This is what we're going to end with. This one right here. Let me go to my girl, Fame versus Sacrifice. I love her. Her last video on P. Diddy. And her last video is Angie Stone, The Sacrifice. When that was my video, Angie Stone, The Sacrifice. But she did. Here go. Right here. This is it. This is how we going to end this.
So fuck a night. Oh, we going to jump right into it. Because that's how we do it over here.
I love her.
I ain't gonna take too long tonight, y'all. But folks been asking me. They said, so madam, what's going on with that P. Diddy situation? They said, could you give us an update video? And we jumps right into it. Come on, let's do it. Not too long ago, we found out that P. Diddy was in jail. And that he facing charges
Me too,
of
Kim.
racketeering and sex trafficking. And he's also facing a federal indictment and numerous civil lawsuits that's pending against him. I told y'all before in the last video that I did about P. Diddy, that P. Diddy was getting served his karma. When you put out good karma, you receive good karma. When you put out evil karma, that shit could come back to you when you least expect it. And that's what's going on with P. Diddy. When you let the devil ride, the motherfucker devil gonna wanna drive. And P. Diddy been riding with the devil / the PTB for a long time.
Facts.
And those evil spirits done took over his mind, his body, and his soul. Ancestors gave it to me like this. I want you to listen closely. Ancestors said that it's an evil spirit that has been conjured up and released in Hollywood. And that spirit is called power. That evil spirit is called power. It's a lot of celebrities / people that are being possessed by that spirit, that evil spirit called power. When you see the TV series called Power, that TV series is named after that evil spirit. And that TV series is show you how that evil spirit called power, how it operates through people, how it causes them to act, and things of that nature. So when you watch that TV series called Power, you gotta watch it with your eyes wide open. And that rabbit hole go deeper. And sister said that it's one of the spirits, power, that P. Diddy has become possessed by. When people are possessed by that spirit called power, they like to feed, they like to feast, and they like to energize off of gullible, weak-minded, and insecure type of people.
Facts.
They like to abuse people physically, mentally, and emotionally. They like to place themselves in boss-like positions to make them feel more powerful. Some of y'all done heard that song, I Got the Power. I know y'all done heard that song, I Got the Power. Go listen and watch that music video again with your spiritual eyes and ears open. Most of those celebrities / people that are possessed by that evil spirit called power, they want more and more and more power. They can never get enough. Back in the day,
what you say, Kim? I don't get
black
how
people
he
used
did.
to pump their fists.
Wait. You said I don't get how he did all the counter. Yeah, but see, he had powerful people behind him. He broke the oath. He got to be punished. And they punishing the hell out. He broke the oath. He broke the oath of going up against that family about that liquor. Them some powerful people. They had to show him, put him in his place. But I agree with you. It is sick. But he paying for it because he ain't getting out of this. I don't think he gonna live. I really don't.
And then they used to yell out what? Black power. Power to the people. Ancestors said there's two types of power. The power you use to do good.
I agree,
the
Kim.
power that you become possessed by to do evil. P. Diddy, he received the power that he was searching for. And in the end, he became possessed by that power.
Facts.
/ that evil spirit called power that's been conjured up in the industry, etc. Now what I'm about to
yeah,
tell you,
agreed. Yeah, he ain't
I
gonna
gotta say
live.
allegedly. But this is the way that the ancestors gave it to me. Most people don't know this right here. But P. Diddy and Jay-Z. P. Diddy and Jay-Z is closer than what some people might think.
Oh, yeah, they are.
And P. Diddy and Jay-Z, they have something in common. They're both possessed by that evil spirit called power. And remember, I told y'all, it's a good power and it's an evil power. And they're both possessed by that evil spirit called power. And Sister said, when P. Diddy and Jay-Z got together, / joined together, they had secret conversation.
Excuse me.
You know, about the dark side of the music industry. Certain things that you got to do to come up. The sex trafficking that's going on. And they also joined down with the dark side / the satanic industry.
Facts.
Both of them.
Facts.
P. Diddy and Jay-Z.
Facts.
But P. Diddy and Jay-Z, they end up taking things a little bit further. Listen to me closely. And they created their own type of like secret society. They created their own secret society / their own little group in the background. Ancestors said they were silent business partners in the background.
I agree with you, Kim. And the people think Beyonce innocent. No, she's a witch. She's a top witch. I don't think she is bad as her at Erykah Badu. And Erykah Badu, I remember when Birdman said one woman he don't mess with is Erykah Badu for things that she can do. And I was blown away because he got the pentagram on top of his head, you know, and that messed me up. But they bought on the same level.
P. Diddy and Jay-Z. And P. Diddy and Jay-Z, they had some evil, cutthroat type of people that they was doing business deals and things of that nature in the background.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna find that video where he said that.
On in the background with these evil people. They were evil deals, diabolical deals. I'm talking about, I ain't gonna say too much right here. But Ancestor said the type of things they was doing in the background was very diabolical, very evil. And in that secret society / that group that P. Diddy and Jay-Z started, they had different rappers / successful people that was part of, you know, their little group or their society, whatever you want to call it. And those people that they got in, those different, you know, successful rappers, successful type of business people, those people took part in different diabolical things that was going on in the background as well. And Jay-Z and P. Diddy, they was just using them as pawns in a game that they started. And I promise y'all, that rabbit hole go deeper.
Absolutely,
put the pieces
Kim.
of the puzzle of what I just said, put it together. So if they arrest P. Diddy, they gonna have to, you know, come and arrest Jay-Z as well. And a whole lot of other people gonna have to go down. Do y'all see the domino effect? Everybody have to go down in some type of way. And keep in mind, P. Diddy and Jay-Z, they part of the dark music industry. P. Diddy and Jay-Z, they are valuable players to the PTB. Either the PTB / this satanic music industry, they can either, you know, sacrifice Jay-Z and P. Diddy right now, or they can keep holding on to them to play the game.
Facts.
Ancestor said that this P. Diddy story right here, it got so many twists and turns that you would think you was on a fucking roller coaster. This rabbit hole go deeper. Folks ask me, and they say, what ancestor showed you about the outcome of this P. Diddy situation?
And the message that the ancestors gave me on this was that P. Diddy's ending, his finality, it will be very shocking to the people. That's what they gave me. That's the message they gave me. That's all they told me. So whatever happened with this situation, it is going to be very shocking. All right, y'all, we'll be back. And y'all be good.
Like I said, I don't see him living. Either he gonna do it to himself, or somebody gonna do it for him. Oh yeah, cause he gonna name names. I got a video where he said he ain't going down by himself. This gonna be real interesting because he ain't getting out of this. And I think I did in one of my P. Diddy videos, I did about the tattoo on his back, which is a voodoo deity that he got on his back. But this deity is a protector of women and children. And you put that deity on your back when you are abuser of women and children. When he got that tattooed on the back, his world began to crumble. I said that in one of my previous interviews. Anyway, y'all, I got to go to work tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe. Please hit that like button. I appreciate all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for giving me a chance. You hope he's alive and forced to go through what he did into others. Because you got some powerful people and they don't want their name even to come up. And Jay-Z is one of them. He distanced himself so quick from that and said they were never really friends. They was just associates. He cut that tie so quick. All right, y'all. Hit the like button, y'all. Thank you to my new subscribers again. Thank you for giving me a chance. All right. Y'all have a good night.